I'm gonna do a little bit something special for my brother today. Today is Friday, a couple days before Father's Day.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on the Z31. We got some new upgrades, we got suspension, interior, and some other goodies. Let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so the time has come to get the glass back on the 300zx. One thing is that the dash is pretty messed up, and that's what it looks like, right? So luckily they make these covers by a company called Coverlay that makes these like molded injection covers that go over your existing dash to kind of repair it without having to take it off, because once you take this thing apart, it'll probably fall apart in a bunch of pieces. One thing, because we're going black interior, it already comes black, which is cool, but it doesn't come with this little piece. So before we put the glasses, I'm gonna sand this off, paint this black to match, and probably try to glue as much down as I can. You know, see what they're just like snapping. And then I'm able to glue this piece on top just to kind of make it a nice, you know, cleaner install. You know, and maybe for sure I have to wrap the steering wheel on this thing. It's pretty bad, seen its better days. Now the guys are gonna start putting on the back glass, get this thing all sealed up, and then hopefully they stop using my car to put painted parts in, because everybody just throws all their stuff in here and they think it's cool, and they're like, oh, if stuff gets lost, oh, it's probably in back of Saul's car. So hopefully we'll stop that. So let's get to it. I had showed you guys the dash was not in the greatest shape, and I had another dash from the other car, and that one was perfect. But for time's sake, so I can kind of enjoy the car, and as you know, old brittle plastic and break, this and that, I still want to do, I still have that. But I ended up doing that Coverlay I was telling you guys about. It was so bad, there's some pieces, I think there's some on the floor here, that it was just, I mean, it was falling apart, you know what I mean? So I had to cut away some of that existing dash so I can put this panel back on it, and I think it came out pretty good. So I wanted to show you. I still have to give it like a little pass over of, with paint, but I mean, you remember this thing was just like falling apart, peeling. So I went ahead and took some of the pieces off, panel bonded on the hard plastic, put it on, laid it. I put some weights on it to hold it. As you can see, here it is. See, it wraps around and wraps around the front of that. So I think it fit pretty good. I put a little bit of a sealant to kind of fill any of the edges. I'm gonna go ahead and scuff all this, reshoot it, get it all cleaned up. Mr. Gabriel is gonna get this glass put in, but we're gonna kind of test fit, because these have like a chrome that goes around it, and it's really bad shape. So, and then to try to find the pieces that go on there, it's been kind of a nightmare. So we're going to test fit the glass, and then maybe do a universal seal that goes around the glass and see how that fitting is. Because anyways, all the chrome and molding, I'm going to be doing black, so I think it'd be a good fit for that. So you see the glass and how it has that edge between there. Normally that would be a chrome, but the clips that go on here, there was some rust on the other side, so I think if we put that universal seal, it would look nice. We'll still utilize the bottom half and still get, you know, the best possible look that we can. Even through the glass, it looks really good. So we'll go ahead and do that. All right, as you know, like we said, we're gonna get this dash all refinished because I'm going with a black interior, and what's in here is tan. Luckily, the other interior is black, so you know the steering wheel obviously is black, but I'm gonna probably rewrap it. But all these plastics, whatever we can't physically take out, which is this bottom dash, we're gonna go ahead and scuff that, get that ready, paint that, paint all like around here. We do have the new, all the buttons for like the lights, hazard, from the other car that we can swap over that are already black, but just kind of refinish the bottom of the dash, stuff that we're not really taking off. And all the plastics that are back here, we have another backup car that's in way better shape that we're gonna take all those plastics as well. We'll refinish them black so they look nice, but meanwhile we'll take care of the dash. That'll get us one step closer, so now we can start doing carpet, seats and stuff like that. Door panels, I got this one installed already, and it looks really good with the leather and the little bit of black carbon fiber on there. It looks really nice, nothing too crazy, but this will be a big feat to finish and look really nice. So let's get to it. All right, so we got all the dash cluster area that's gonna be painted black to match. We ended up kind of saving some of these covers separately to paint them. These were the other controllers. You know, they were not in that great of a shape, but the other car were pretty nice. So we'll just reuse these, put them in there. It says scuff everything up, shoot this area here, and the bottom of the dash. You know, even the center there, just to get everything. But I think this will be a good little repair for now. Obviously, hopefully I don't get hounded by you guys saying, oh, you should have replaced it, blah, blah, blah. But I think it's gonna work, it's gonna look good, and you guys can do that as well at home. You know, when you guys don't want to take the whole dash apart, you know, this is a way that it still looks nice, saves some money and time. So without further ado, trim black time! Oh! All right, so we finished up sewing up the carpet on this thing. We're gonna start laying some glue down. We already put padding and everything. Shoot some glue, get this all glued down. Once that's done, we can start putting on the seats. All right guys, so we have all the pieces I took out on the Z31. Kind of have all the piles here. This is all tan interior that was inside the car, but now that I'm changing it black and having the other car, I'm able to, you know, use that and just refinish that versus trying to paint these or wrap them. So these will be going back in the other car, or if somebody wants to get them, but I'll show you guys the other parts for the car that I need to refinish and clean up. They're already black. That's a big win already, because when you get stuff that's a totally different color, yeah, you can paint it, make it look good, but it's just more susceptible to being chipped, or, you know, and then you see the color underneath. So luckily I have all the pieces here and I cleaned them up. I'm gonna give them a scuff and then shoot them in like a trim black, so get them to look a little nicer, and then we can proceed to put them in the car here, which the car is a mess again. These guys just think my car is some sort of storage, but it's not. So we'll get working on this. All right, so the things you'll need to get this plastic refinish is a Scotch-Brite, some paint of your choice, which we're going with like a trim black, and then also just a rag to kind of make sure you wipe everything down. You could use like an adhesion promoter to help it stick better, but being that they're already black, it's just a good coating, should be okay. Now we got everything all wiped down and ready. Alright, one thing I remembered about the Z31, the sound system was pretty outdated and it's probably original speakers, so I'm going to be upgrading the speakers and the wiring and the stereo deck before I put any of the paneling. That way I can run any speaker wires, check my connections, make sure everything's good. So I'll get that wired in, then I can proceed with putting all the other panels. So I ended up going with something, you know, not a big box that's going to be back here, but like a hideaway kicker system. It's like a little 8-inch subwoofer that's already built in amp, everything, and I can hide it back here with the covers. I'm putting in some kicker speakers in the back panels here. Same with the front door panels, some kicker DS. Clean, nothing crazy, just so it sounds a good sound. And I'm putting in a Kenwood with the Bluetooth jack can connect and hear some good tunes. This thing came with like a factory amp from factory, so we kind of had to do a little bit of bypass to get all the speaker wires to work. Got all my speaker wires up there, and I think it'll just be a nice clean system. That way I routed everything I needed to route. Everything's good to go. We'll have some good tunes while we're driving it too. You know, it's gonna be a, you know, a nice, clean, you know, restored car, so might as well have some good tunes while we're cruising, right? So now that I have all that put in, I did delete the antenna on this side, which is here. The good thing is that the antenna connector for this is right there. I can just connect maybe like a universal antenna that I can mount on the body here, and I still get some radio stations, but most everybody just listens to Bluetooth, so at least I'll put something that we could still get the radio station. So I'll finish doing this up, and then we can start putting all the paneling back. Another little thing we noticed before I finished putting all these plastics is, in order to get to this headliner that's probably seen its better days, and as you can see, it's the biggest headliner in the world. Might as well take this thing off. We're gonna have to clean the board off, put some new material on this thing before we start assembling the other plastic. So take this thing off, take it to a poster. Okay. Look at that. The biggest headliner in the world. Alright, now that we have all the headliner laid out, we're gonna take all like the stuff off this headliner, which is not very big. Take the light off, get this thing prepped. But I guess back in the day they didn't want to repair it, so they put staples to hold it up. And as you can see, it's never been changed. So take all this stuff off and then put some new Alcantara on top of it. So looks really nice. Alright, so we got a little update on the 300zx. As you've been following, we went ahead and put coilovers on the Z31. The back, it's no problem, we can adjust it. The front, I can adjust it low, but my caster, I guess the tension rod that goes on the front to the lower control arm, after we welded it, even if you try to lower the car, the center of the wheel is not at its correct position. I hit my buddies up at Techno Toys, and they have a lot of suspension upgrades for older Zs, especially for this one. That's a full adjustable lower control arm and tension rod, so you can adjust the caster, everything. Even on the coilovers itself right now, I have adjustability on my camber, but this will allow me to adjust it to any spec, race spec, drift, if you want to go all out. But for me, it was just to get it where it's gonna sit really good, drive nice. So big shout out to Techno Toys for hooking me up. I got the box out here, so let's open it up. All right, so we got this box from Techno Toys. We'll open it up and see what we got inside. Oh yeah. Oh man, look at this. These are nice. You can tell like it's all powder coated, so it's not gonna rust. Time joints, all the washers, everything you need for the installation. Right side, left side, hardware. There's some stickers. But this is what we need in order to correct this issue. Because before, this used to be back here, so when this turned, it would hit. Now that we have these, it's gonna be fully adjustable. The original ones here, this is the lower control arm and this is the tension rod, which goes here like this. It's not adjustable, meaning this will be where it's supposed to go, but even if you turn, you know, this is gonna stay here, and that's what we wanted to correct. We wanted to bring this here so it's centered, then we can adjust everything. This can come down and not have any issues. That's what is provided here with this tension rod. This has adjustability here and the numerous positions that you can put it depending on how low you go. So it's fully adjustable for something that's gonna be for street use, race, drift, or anything like that. This piece comes in clutch for what you need. So now that we got this control arm, we're gonna start putting this on, see where we're at. Got the lower control arm. It comes with washers that go on this side. Got Danielcito helping me over here. Actually, listen. All right, so we're gonna install the lower control arm. It comes with some washers. We kind of figured we're gonna do 3 in the front, 2 in the back, get this thing bolted up. All right, another upgraded piece that I got from Techno Toy is the center roll piece. This goes to the strut and then allows it to kind of be centered and gives a little space right here to get this bolted up. Now that we got all these pieces, time to get it installed. All right, so we got the lower control arms and the tension rods back in it. It looks a lot better. It's more centered. That's what we wanted. Obviously, we're gonna have to still take it to the alignment shop to get everything straightened out, how everything goes and my ride height, but these pieces turned out really nice. They have a good finish and functionality is the best. You can adjust it to all different ranges. I'll show you guys. So right now, this is fully adjustable here. You have multiple spots that you can go into these positions. Plus, we still need to put this little guy, which is the sway bar piece that goes in here. We should be good to go and get this thing aligned. I'm driving it soon. Alright guys, so we're doing a couple add-ons on the Z31. I got some new headlights. They're going to be LED headlights, all LED inside. Have this cool little turn signal built in. Kind of give it a different look. Obviously this is the standard halogen, you know, but I think these, now with all the new designs they have out there, I figured do something kind of crazy. We have stuff off. We're probably gonna have to take the bumper. I have intercooler upgrade, so I want to probably swap that out. Little tidbits that are gonna kind of put it all together. And now to see like the interior, you know, all put together. It's coming close, you know, so I'm like, it could be like okay like that, but you know what, if we're already here, let's just swap everything out of it. make sure it's good. I'm gonna be putting the spoiler on this thing too as well, so she's coming along. So we'll keep chugging along, putting more parts on her, and hope you guys are liking the progress on this thing. Whoa! Look at those lights. Those are pretty bright. The one thing, I don't know if these are part of like the high beams or if I have to wire those up here, but that looks pretty cool compared to that yellow there and this bright white. So I think it looks really good. So we'll continue taking this off and then we'll mount the other side. Alright, so I came to the conclusion, in order to fit this spoiler nice, typically it says just double-sided tape, but it's not gonna stay. So we're gonna have to drill some holes here onto the body and put some rib nuts on there. And then back here I can use double-sided tape to keep this in place. And I think it's gonna look really good. So let's start the drilling. Guys, so we've been working on this Z31 for quite a bit. If you remember, it's been a couple years, but to finally see it done or close to being done, bringing me back to that moment where Oscar gifted me the car was really special because it was on Father's Day. So being that it's gonna be Father's Day, I want to debut this car. I'm still gonna be doing some other stuff to it. I got a Carminari body kit we're gonna be putting on, some little accents on it, but once that's on, that's gonna be done. It's gonna be good, and this thing's looking amazing right now. So let me take you guys through it. So as you see, she's looking really nice and clean. Got the suspension done right. Wheels by Chamorro Boy looking great, and I mean it looks good just like this, right? But got a wing coming. We're gonna be doing a diffuser, some side skirts, a front air dam as well. You know, obviously we got a little special carbon fiber piece we're gonna be putting on here. The car is looking great, man. The interior is all done. I got this thing all wrapped up, all black, clean. I even did the embroidery as you saw. Got the suede headliner up here. Got the digital dash working, which was one of the big components with these cars that it's hard because there's so much stuff that goes into it to get it working. And I got some other plans to it. You know, I'm gonna be doing maybe in the next video the finishing of the body kit, maybe some upgrades to the motor, exhaust, something kind of not so quiet. But again, you know, to all the fathers out there, I want to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. You know, I hope this cheers you up in the story behind it. My brother giving it to me. And if you love cars, I hope this cheers you up. All you fathers out there, appreciate you guys. Be a good father, love your kids, always be there for them. Just want to thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification button for new up-to-date videos. And here at SOS Customs, got you covered. Peace.